Salve, this is Teven Saga 005. This is Teven home robbed by Jewish heroin addict, and the police kept pretty much most of the property, and then like the ramifications of that and like other stuff, and it's a bunch of stuff. So anyways, this starts around 1989. Teven had just like, Rex had just died, so, Rex died like late October, and then his dad died like early November. So, you know what I mean? They say bad things happen in threes, and then not much longer after that, it might have been December, his Teven's aunt's house like burns down, like the whole house burns down, and his cousin James like saved a few of their lives. Like either he came home or he was sleeping and he was in the basement. He had like a stucco basement and everything, and for whatever reason, the dog maybe was barking. I don't know, but he managed to get. I know he got like the aunt out of there just as like the rug was collapsing, as like the fire collapsed, everything. So the aunt's house gets burned down. The aunt's living in a trailer for about a year, and Stuttering John was there a few times. Teven remembered meeting him because like he talked kind of funny. And the Howard Stern show was just starting on like I think Channel 9, whatever channel that is, WWOR or whatever. And you couldn't even show like lesbians kissing on the Howard Stern show back then, like they would censor it. So now you can see like videos, they have all sort of agenda stuff, and you know what I mean? But Howard Stern, they couldn't even show two girls kissing on his show, you know what I mean? So yeah, Stuttering John would be at the trailer a few times because I think he went to Plain Edge, and I know once he was at a hotel or something like that, and he ran up like a big bill because he didn't know the stuff in the fridge you had to pay for, and he ate a bunch of it or he drank a bunch of the drinks, and he had like a big bill, and I don't know if Stern pays for that. But yeah, Stuttering John, he used to do all the interviews, and he'd stop starting and they'd get mad at him. So yeah, his aunt's in the trailer for about a year. Sometime when the aunt is in the trailer, Teven gets this dog, another beagle, RJ of York, and he goes to get the beagle and everything. So that was pretty cool, but it was a big beagle. It was like oversized, and it was probably more for hunting, not really for being like, like a house dog. And so like around 1990, Aunt Jo moves in with Teven and his mom, whoever's living at the house at the time. And then at some point during that, they get robbed. They get robbed by this he was Jewish, and he was a heroin addict. And like, he broke in and had like the old door where you could do the chain and everything. He broke in, and it was more of a snatch and grab in lots of ways. But RJ was about 2 years old probably by around then, because he broke in, I think 1991 was when he got robbed. So the aunt moved in sometimes around 1990 or early 91. So some of the jewelry was saved thanks to RJ, but the guy actually called him like the attack beagle. There was like claw marks all the way through like the hallway and everything. It was like pretty graphic stuff, like So basically, RJ did his best to stop him from robbing everything. The guy had like used the door to block him. He tried to fight him off and everything. RJ was like only 15.5 inches up to his shoulders, but like for a beagle, that's like an illegal size. So it was like pretty. It was pretty cool in a way, but that he tried to stop the dog. But Teven blamed himself because Teven thought if he was home, maybe there would have been something that Teven could have did. Teven had like Chinese stars, so Teven would have probably tried to throw a Chinese star and hit him, and Teven had some knives, and you figured the dog was fighting and stuff. So Teven always regretted that. That always makes Teven like where Teven doesn't want to leave the house. I think Teven was at a friend's house at the time. So like, you know what I mean? Teven always had like a lot of guilt and stuff because of that. Teven just thought if only Teven was home, maybe things would have been alright for the dog. Maybe he would have been able to do stuff. So whenever Teven goes out, he's worried something's going to happen to the dog. He's worried he's going to get robbed. So it really did ruin his life, and pretty much everything the cops had covered, nothing came back. The guy did mention the attack beagle. He remembered that. But like, pretty much they said you couldn't identify anything. So we got maybe one thing back that maybe it had like Teven's mom's name on it, and that was it. Other than what RJ stopped him from stealing, we didn't get anything back. So, that was pretty difficult. And then, RJ was never the same after that. Like, there was always like something, he had like a weird look. There was just always something wrong about him. The guy must have hit him or beat him or he sprayed him or you know what I mean? Whatever it was, RJ just was never the same. RJ was never the same after that. And we tried getting another dog, they got some candy. And RJ was really good with candy. really good with Candy. They, RJ never did anything with Candy. And Ron, they wrestled, they play and stuff. It definitely helped RJ. It definitely helped RJ. And but one day when Teven was at school, or when he was, I think he was at school, he came home. They got rid of RJ on him, and the person that Teven was crushed. He was no longer Teven anymore. Just like in that, Teven was gone. Teven no longer existed. The Teven that once lived was gone because RJ was everything to Teven. When they got rid of RJ like that, regardless of what you believe, regardless of what they say, he was never the same. And you know what happened was, I think RJ bit like 1 or 2 people, but it was their fault. RJ ran, the fucking people put their hand on the top like they're going to hit the dog, and it's a reaction. The dog had been beaten, so I really blame the mother, I blame the family members. There was Karen, they tried to have these classes where they trained the dog and put them to choke the can. That just made it worse. They'd be yelling at the dog and everything. So, he still had Candy, and eventually there's more stuff, and we'll get to more of the Teven sagas, but getting rid of RJ, he would never be the same after that. You know what I mean? It really destroyed Teven. The person that Teven was, everything about Teven was destroyed. Not to mention the guilt of maybe if Teven was home, maybe they wouldn't have gotten robbed, maybe this wouldn't have happened, maybe Teven would have been able to save the dog, maybe Teven would have been able to, stop the intruder, throw the stars, maybe they wouldn't have gotten robbed if they were home. You know what I mean? So, that was really difficult. Teven really cared about RJ. And, RJ was a good dog. He was a little bit rough around the edges, I guess, at times. But, so the other sagas to Teven. But, this gives you an idea. And take care.